It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see who rules the skies in tonight's battle. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals, and it's coming up next.
We're in the Valley of the Sun. Few places in the country as picturesque as the desert Southwest. And we've got a good one on tap here at State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Teed up, ready to go, and we are underway now from Glendale. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there. And the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade. Now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
And I think that everyone is looking forward to seeing Drew Lock take the next step in the quarterback evolutionary process. Decision-making is something that he's working on improving because he's got plenty of arm and makes excellent off-platform throws. What he's seeking now, to be consistent in all of his processes.
Throwing right away, here's Lock. Steps away. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Block now to throw. His throw incomplete.
As quarterbacks like to do, he pushed it downfield on that throw. But I think that since he's outside the pocket and there's open space, it would have been a good time for his first carry of the game.
Block will try again on 2nd down. Leaves it for Petty. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
That wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. This is why I don't play in points per reception fantasy leagues.
Is that what they call
receiver who gets a point there? Yeah. No. And you went that far back. No bueno.
But I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. But here comes Kyler Murray in his 4th NFL season leading this Cardinal offense. Already a 2-time Pro Bowler in his time with Arizona.
Kyler Murray had his Arizona Cardinals cruising in 2021, leading them to 11 wins, despite sharing a division with both of the NFC title game participants. It was also Arizona's first playoff appearance since 2015. Like his team, Murray's improved each of the last 3 seasons and would have set career highs across the board had he not missed a couple of starts.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Murray. And complete to Zach Ertz. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Here's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the draw, Connor. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Now it's 2nd and 9. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Throw left side, complete. That's Hopkins. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Murray now on first down. Again, he finds more. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on there. Heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drives it in from long distance. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
and as calm as he tried to present himself. There's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the move to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of...
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy, and the Cardinals are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Murray. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman, and the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lock. He rifles one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cards will take over possession here up at the 44. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
The draft day trade sent Hollywood Brown much closer to Hollywood, where Baltimore shipped him to Arizona for a first-round pick. He's joining the Cardinals at a great time, too, coming off of a breakout season. It saw him cross 1,000 yards for the first time on a career best 91 receptions. He's going to make it already exciting.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save? That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Murray from midfield. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Throwing now is Murray. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Well, the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray finding Ertz here on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Murray now on first down. And this will be swung out here for counter. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. To throw is Murray. And that is incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
They're going for it. It's Murray. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The hitch route works. It's something you see quite a bit on 3rd, 4th down in these situations, and they got it to go for.
What you're counting on is a couple of things. One, you want the guy catching that route to make people miss right away, almost like a punt returner. And 2, you're expecting to pick up some blocks once he gets to the 2nd level, able to get downfield. And on that play, everything came together.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Murray now to throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Murray. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack. 4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. From the left hash, a 31-yard. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
Drew Lock and the Seahawk offense back out there now. And he's had his struggles here early with a couple of interceptions as he'll try to refocus with a 1st and 10 to start this drive.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Let's go now.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. To throw it is Lock. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, Penny. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive is going pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Myers' kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And no run back here for more. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Murray a give. This is Connor. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. The offense on 3rd down tonight. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance, but a short yardage trying to pick up first downs. That big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now Murray's going to set up the throw. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
And we tend to give those running backs and the slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are ballers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. A couple couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. Slipped one tackle, but no more, as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Murray going to throw. Ertz has it left side. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now we're going to get a timeout here, as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Murray now. Finding Moore on the out route for the completion. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Murray. And he slides and covers up at the end, as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Now Murray. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. 4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. It's a big play there for Seattle. 49 yards for Drew Lock coming out of Missouri. The one thing that scouts they loved was his arm strength, and we see why there. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Lock. And it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cardinals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Again, Murray will keep it. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's the loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Murray giving to Connor on the option. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now a draw play. This is Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Here's Locke to throw. They'll roll him out right. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Disley, 46 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The football going back over to Arizona now. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Touchdown! Noah Fant on the touchdown pass for Drew Lock. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football, and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. But we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam! Puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there. It's second down. Murray to run again. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
Now, like that, he knew that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find a way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
A Cardinal first down, Murray to Hopkins.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Throwing on first down is Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Opting to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray, because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right arm. And nowadays, we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws, but he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble and turn it into a big play as well. Kyler Murray, a dual threat at the quarterback position.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Throwing on second and 8. Murray. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Quentin Jefferson. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A 43-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier. This time, there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
Prater now will send it away for here down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Rolling to his right. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Let's do it every day. Let's do what we do every day.
Clock now on first down. Short throw to Disley, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now Locke again. And that'll be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Block now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They'll run with Penny. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On the draw, this is Penny. And some space here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Seahawks in that first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come back, continue to throw the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing on 2nd down. Murray to Connor on the check down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Connor up the middle. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
To throw, it's Murray. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. On 1st and 10 is Connor. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
On 2nd and 12, Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Glendale Moore, 34 yards. And the Cardinals have cut the lead back down to 2. The fly route works for the TD Brown.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we'll leave it. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Connor going to try and run it. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
The 3rd quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe 1st or 2nd, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to, I don't like to chase a lot of...
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Officially an even 100 yards coast to coast on the kick return. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that makes it a 9-point game. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the third time. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Penny, a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to them.
And he's across the chalk, into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Rashad Penny taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From the 10. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Murray. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play as they try to chip away at this 16-point deficit. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance him downfield.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Connor going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Murray now to throw. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They run behind center with Connor. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And able to get this to the 31.
They still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 31, Murray. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game, and that continued with that first down run.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Throwing now is Murray. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Murray. Screen pass to Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks. And you often see that in...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Ertz from 10 yards out. And the Cardinals get a bit closer.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody. But those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable, and defense just has to hate those guys.
It just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have either size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
It appears they're going to throw for it with Murray. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a one-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Locke gets ready to go at their 25-yard line. They look to throw. It's Locke. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Locke. He'll buy some time right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for 1st downs instead of airing it out.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Locke going to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. The number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way. Couldn't try to escape and hit them for no yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Murray giving to Connor on the draw. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here's Andy Lee now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Throwing on first down is Locke. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Throwing now is Locke, and they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Here's Locke to throw, rolling to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Drew Locke taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, the big play prior to this one got them down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last 2 plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts them in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Let's be smart. Let's play hard. They can't stop us.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no run back here for more. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. First and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man. It's Brown. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Murray now. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. It's complete to Hopkins. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a game of 11. And the Cardinals first down.
the draw. Connor. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. From the gun, Murray. He'll get this to Connor underneath. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Right back to Connor here on 1st. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
I know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Dumps that off to Penny as running back. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Penny up the middle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Devon Kennard able to get him for a loss of about 3. That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, You'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Here's Locke. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Clock now to throw. He'll get this out wide to Penny. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and a defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how can we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 41-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw, it's Murray. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Now Murray. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. Murray going to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Murray again. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Murray. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9 at the 19-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Murray escaping the pressure right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They keep it with Penny on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
84 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Again, it's Penny. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know they're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. To the 43, second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. And that is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And down he'll go at the 25. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Shotgun now from Murray. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. On second and very short, Murray. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Quadre Diggs. And the Seahawks will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all three timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Locke back near his goal line. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Locke going to try and throw on third down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Well, Charles, I guess the only thing I can think there is they've got a 3-score lead, and they're saying, well, we're not going to lose this, so let's have some fun. I don't know why you go for it.
I think that's as good an explanation as any, and we all know that certain coaches are more aggressive than others. That call to me, the fantasy people loved it, right? Anybody who's going to touch the ball, gain yards, maybe put more points on the board, they're happy that they kept it and did that. So very interesting deal there, but I'm with you on that one. Maybe he just says, what the heck, we can't lose. Let's go ahead and keep trying to win or add to our lead.
And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Cards have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And he's brought down. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They're trying to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And this is going to be taken in by the Seahawks. And it would appear they're on their way to victory now. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Locke going to throw it here. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Calling that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They fake the handoff, now Locke. Going right back to Fant. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Now Locke on the bootleg. That's caught by Penny. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, Penny. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And the Cardinals hands team able to secure the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Murray, and that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Murray. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.